I don't know too much about this airsoft guy. This is a video from Turkey Tom. It's called Dark Side of Airsoftfatty. And I'm curious. I don't know a lot about him. He looks kind of like a handsome squirrel or like a hedgehog. And I mean that with all love. So let's take a look.
YouTube personality who not
Start over.
One YouTube personality who not only defies the norm, but also thrives on it is Airsoftfatty. Airsoftfatty's YouTube channel is essentially a window into his world, and his authenticity resonates with many.
Anger is not the way of a Jedi.
I remember that video. I remember him falling.
As a result, he's cultivated a pretty loyal fan base, proving that size isn't everything, despite his extreme physical size. After gaining this following, he would appear on the iDubbbz documentary Full Force, and eventually the internet reality show Fish Tank, offering him breakout success in his online career. However, there's a shadow that looms over this otherwise heartwarming success story. Despite the colossal opportunities that have come his way, Airsoftfatty has struggled to keep it together. His journey has been plagued with endless interpersonal conflicts, unscrupulous managers, videos being flagged for various
managers. I never had a manager. Like, is that something that you're supposed to do? A manager seems kind of weird. I don't know, but
reasons, and false copyright claims that cast a shadow of doubt on his legacy. Today, we'll delve deeper into his past, present, and future to figure out just who Airsoftfatty truly is.
What a weird, almost toxic thing to constantly bring up someone's past. I obviously cannot criticize it because I'm reacting to the video, so I'm just as bad. But isn't it just such a weird, like, it's like a toxic trend we're all we're all a part of, you know? It's so weird. We're just all part of it. It's like jacking off to your ex sometimes. I don't do that anymore. But beyond my point, it's like that's probably not healthy for you.
Including his dark side. Chris LaFawn was born on April 3rd, 1997 in Michigan. He hails from Battle Creek, an area that doesn't exactly rank as the most affluent or privileged, with Chris himself growing up relatively poor. In the midst of these early life challenges, Chris's mother emerges as a remarkable figure. From the glimpses that viewers have seen of her, she appeared to be a kind and caring individual who played an instrumental role in guiding Chris through the ups and downs of his early life.
That's beautiful. That's beautiful stuff. That's a beautiful thing. Beautiful thing to have a nice mom. My mom was okay. She was kind of nice, but she was also like a man. My mom was like a man. She would treat me like a father would treat a son. So she would hit me. Just kidding. Nah, but okay. I don't know what I'm doing anymore.
It's no secret that being overweight can often invite cruel remarks and ridicule, making school environments.
I remember I used to wear. I used to wear like a polo, like a vest, while I was at school in the summer because I was self-conscious.
Particularly tough for Chris.
Yeah, just a lot of things been happening at school. 2 days ago, my dad's death anniversary came up, so that was a rough day for me. Everything's been going kind of crazy.
However, he found solace and an escape from his real-life problems on the internet and started posting short YouTube videos.
And hentai. This is so embarrassing, but when... Okay, sorry, I gotta prep for this one. This is a rough one. This is a little embarrassing, but when I was a kid, I was a little bit of a degenerate. So what I used to do was I used to go onto websites with, you know, pictures of girls. Some of, you know, this is when I was like 13. I was, you know, maybe they were more animated style, and they weren't quite nude, but they were in bathing suits. And I used to look at them, and I didn't know what to do with myself because at the time I wasn't really experimenting with myself in that way. So I would print the pictures out because I know it felt good to look at them, and so I printed out I think something like 80 to 100 full size 8.5 by 12 pictures of anime girls with their titties out. And I used to just stare at them. And my mother saw that one day, and we never really talked about it. And I appreciate that. So, yeah.
Gradually shared his life experiences, he started building a devoted online following that became a source of emotional support and camaraderie. Upon graduating in 2015, Airsoftfatty made a significant decision. He chose not to pursue a college degree and instead concentrated on making as many YouTube videos as possible. His YouTube
Smart idea, guys. Fuck the work grind. Just do a regular grind. Just do YouTube. It might work out.
channel became a canvas for him to express his everyday life in a humorous and entertaining manner.
That's
One
cool.
standout is Why I Am Trying to Fix This Thing, which has accumulated over 9.5 million views since its upload.
I want to see how this looks on screen.
What is that? Oh, I thought that was pepper spray.
One important aspect of Chris's personality is his deep-rooted passion for all things Star Wars. He often expresses
Wow,
his profound
beautiful.
love for this iconic franchise.
It's not bad. I like the prequels. They're my favorite. I know that they're not the best from a storyline perspective, but I still love them. The acting was good, mostly. Somehow, a lot of the Anakin's acting wasn't great. I don't know how that happened, but it wasn't that bad, you know.
Saying,
Made him a little too emo.
I can easily slip into the lore of it. This statement hits at the therapeutic and hobby-like role Star Wars plays in his life. For him, immersing himself in the expansive Star Wars universe appears to be a way of escaping the stresses and challenges of the real world. And thankfully, Star Wars, as popular as it is, would serve as a perfect springboard for his own content. These videos featured Chris enthusiastically wielding toy lightsabers, often engaging
My
in
mom has
playful
a couple
duels
of
with
those.
friends, or recreating iconic Star
They were very loud when I would try to sleep sometimes.
Wars scenes. His genuine passion
My mom would always go, "Ow, that hurts. Oh, oh." Well, she wouldn't say it hurts, but it was a sound that I thought she was hurting. So I figured she was hurting herself with the lightsaber. I figured she was kind of a noob. She was an old Padawan. You know what I'm saying? So
for the franchise shone through, endearing him to fellow Star Wars enthusiasts and viewers in general. While lightsabers were an
other
integral
idiot.
part of Chris's content, the Chug Jug video was equally instrumental in catapulting him into the
Chug Jug.
limelight.
This is about the equivalent of a medium shield. So let's chug this.
These particular videos
That's brutal, brother.
served as catalysts
I had broccoli today because I felt so unhealthy. I said I have to have a little bit of broccoli. I need to do something nice for my system. I think my body feels better because yesterday I had 6 bacon cheeseburgers and macaroni and cheese bites and a pint of ice cream I shared with my wife from White Castle. That's what I did last night. And here's the thing. I got to complain a little bit about White Castle because I have to say it is delicious. And if you go there right now, this is not an advertisement, but they have these Sloppy Joe sliders. They got a jalapeno version, like a crispy onion version. They're delicious. I'm not going to lie. White Castle food is underrated. It's a little expensive, but it's underrated. But the absolute worst thing about White Castle is it doesn't matter when you go. You're going to be waiting for like at least 10 minutes if you're lucky. I went there yesterday to go for lunch, okay? For lunch. I was online for 20 minutes, and I didn't move in my spot in the line. You know what I mean? So it's like, damn. So I left, and I went to Burger King. Not quite as good, but guess what? I was in line for 5 minutes. So it's a little frustrating. They really got to get to work on that. Even yesterday, after I ordered my food, I was still on the line for like so long. It was crazy. It was just wild. It's like get your shit together, guys. That's all I'm saying. Is get your shit together. Because you think that they would have it together by now. You've been in business since 1921. And I understand, like, you know, your menu's a little more complex, but, you know, figure that out. Figure it out.
propelling his channel into a massive growth surge and causing ripples across the vast sea of the internet, particularly within the Instagram meme community. He also loves to sing.
What's
Memer.
in your head? In your head, yeah.
I could tell. I could see why he likes to sing. He's a beautiful singer, honestly.
And not just
Incredible
that,
singer,
Airsoftfatty is a man of many talents. Chris's love for cooking is something he often shares with his fans. Amid his diverse content, he occasionally shares videos of him preparing various seasonal recipes.
You throw them in with the other meat, then you stir
stuff.
that shit.
And you stir that shit.
These
What?
offer a very tasteful glimpse into his culinary endeavors, often featuring unique
Hey, I
and
sense a little bit of sarcasm there, Turkey Thomas. Almost sounded a little mean to my dude, my big boy right here.
unconventional recipes. While traditional cooking channels may focus on gourmet dishes or expert technique, Chris's approach is refreshingly unpretentious. This video featuring Chris's ramen noodle preparation is a prime example of—
That's ramen noodles? I thought that was mushy onions and hot dogs.
His distinct culinary style. Rather than adhering to conventional cooking norms, he adds his own unique flair to the
Put some broccoli in there, brother. Please, for the two of us. Come on.
process. His emphasis on making the noodles nice and dry as a distinct twist to the dish, which others have failed to replicate.
I use very little water. I like my noodles to be a little dry.
One notable upload would feature a dish that he holds—
I mean, I get that. Back in the day, when I used to do the, you know, the whole Boy Scout thing, I actually used to, to eat the noodles by themselves, and then I would, like, lick the flavor packaging after. I wouldn't, like, pour hot water down my mouth, because I'm not a fucking psychopath. A young girl died from that. Isn't that tragic? It's a terrible thing. But I would eat it like that, because, you know, I just didn't feel like making it. You know, so I ate the ingredients to it. You know, that's just the way I am.
Holds near and dear to his heart, and it's often revered for its low cost, being under $5. Chris takes a microwavable TV dinner and makes the unusual choice to dump it into a pot of ramen noodles, with the water still in it, and then mixes it all together before enjoying.
Here's where the TV dinner comes into play.
His willingness to embrace the unconventional, experiment with flavors, and maintain an unfiltered authenticity in his cooking resonates with a particular subset of viewers who appreciate his unique approach. One meal he showcases often is known as meat salad, which consists of cut-up chicken, hot dogs, deli turkey, shredded taco cheese, baked beans, and barbecue sauce. He then puts this all in the microwave and eats it with a smile.
Now, your salad should look like this. A diseased mess of meat, something a vegetarian and vegan would cry over, because so many animals died to give us this.
Now obviously this meal looks super delicious, and by delicious I mean foul and not safe for human consumption by
Well, you know what? Airsoftfatty's not human, dude. He's built different. He's a next level. This guy, I don't even really know of this guy, but I know that he's a god. You know, amongst men.
Any metric. If you want to know what happens when you eat this every day for like 20 years, well, you're looking at it. But regardless, the response from his audience to these cooking videos is a testament to the power of relatability and shared experiences. Chris's approach to cooking fosters a sense of camaraderie. His audience enjoys a comfy viewing experience watching an obese man from Michigan prepare a meal that the state legally can't feed to murderers and this. While a lot of people watch this stuff in a tongue-in-cheek way, there were genuine fans who just wanted to see his personality thrive. He was a genuine guy.
Yeah, I mean, like, he's just kind of a fat dude having fun. But, you know, you got to stop bullying fat people. We're fun. Give us a goddamn break, you know? Give us a little bit of a break, brother. That's all I'm saying. Come on, dude.
Guy sharing his passions for Star Wars, singing, funny moments from his life, and cooking, and people just liked that. The lightsaber videos were, in many ways, symbolic of Chris's entire channel. It was just a guy having fun and posting it for everyone to see. And thanks to a few of these videos going viral, Chris has gone from just another content creator to a small-time sensation, and all of his videos did relatively well for a time. It's rare to see someone get 500,000 views on a video. It's even rarer for that to be a 25-minute long unedited meat salad tutorial. One of the most obvious chapters in Airsoftfatty's life centers on his battle with obesity. At one point, his weight posed a severe threat to his health, leading to heart—
I feel like it always does. It always does pose a severe threat to your health, you know what I mean? It never really goes away until you're not fat anymore. It's a hard thing, though. It's a hard thing to overcome. It's an addiction.
Issues that could have had dire consequences. His doctors issued a warning. If he didn't lose weight, his life might be—
Don't you dare lie and say, what? It does sound good to me. What are you talking about? Everything sounds good to me. I don't give a fuck.
in jeopardy. However, his endless consumption of food has yet to cease. And if we're being honest, his weight has probably contributed to why he's so iconic today. However, as Chris's popularity on platforms like YouTube and Twitch continued to surge, so did the unwanted attention from trolls. He found himself attracting a certain audience that included individuals who derived amusement from belittling him, often targeting him due to—
Well, that's the thing, is he does it to himself, and then people take that as like a calling card that they can amp it up to be real mean pieces of poo-poo, you know? So
his weight. Chris had to grapple with these negative aspects of his journey in the online sphere. It's clear that at some points, Chris has had a very unhealthy relationship with his audience. When he was sick at one point, he posted a video begging for his audience to respond because he wasn't able to leave the house at the time. He expresses desperation for any kind of interaction. Wanting a sense of belonging is, of course, normal for everyone. Wanting human connection is what makes us human. But it's clear that at points, Chris was too dependent on his comment section to validate him.
I need words, acknowledgement that people are still watching. Besides just a simple view, I need people to—
Hey, listen, man. Sometimes you're at your lowest. Sometimes you're vulnerable when you're at your lowest point. You know, it's a sad. You hate to see it. It's a sad thing.
talk to on the internet because I can't go out and do anything.
Many also speculated that his illness was actually fake and Chris was just begging for attention. So fake, OMG. But there really is no way to know. Either way, it's undoubtedly not good for your mental to feel like you need your comment section to talk about you to feel like a real person.
That's true. That's one of the dangers of the internet, man. That's one of the dangers of the internet is that you get so addicted to views and this feedback sometimes. That's why I feel bad for kids. Like, unironically, that's a rough thing for like a kid to go through. As an adult, like, you're more prepped to deal with something like that. But as a kid, man, like, that'll fuck your brain up. That'll put dicks in your brain, man. That's probably not the way I should have talked about that. But you understand my point. You understand my point. It's very toxic for your mental health to have such an absurd focus on this kind of stuff. So just something to keep in mind.
Even with Chris's detractors taking issue with his over-embellishment and speculating on his health complications, he still had an audience, and the notoriety he gathered so far would only be boosted by his biggest break to date.
Shit.
It's highly likely that you've seen Full Force, a 50-minute-long documentary on the life and times of Chris LaFawn. In April 2019, Ian, or iDubbbz, made the journey to Michigan to shoot a video with Chris, an endeavor that would delve into Chris's life, his friendships, his motivations, and provide an intimate exploration of the enigmatic personality. The documentary delved into previously unseen areas of Chris's home, which had only served as background settings in his videos until that point, revealing a less than appealing sight. Much of the house appeared neglected, displaying signs of disrepair, and there was an overwhelming presence of cat feces scattered throughout. Perhaps the most notorious area was the basement, resembling less of a typical storage space and more akin to a decrepit mental institution. The excessive amount of cat excrement in this area turned it into a hazardous zone, resembling a minefield of sorts. During Ian's interview with Chris regarding the house's condition, Chris admitted that it could benefit from some form of renovation and cleaning, albeit he downplayed the urgency of the situation. Ian adopted.
Yeah, well, when you're kind of used to it, you know, like you don't really realize it. You know, you're just kind of used to that kind of stuff, and you're just like, damn, this is a fucking trash heap. And you just deal with it. And it's a sad thing, brothers. It's a sad goddamn thing. 2 strength, 3 stamina. This one has 3 strength? Oh, yeah, give me that, bitch. Give me that, you fucking bitch.
Adopted a tongue-in-cheek approach to this acknowledgement. Consequently, the state of the house was temporarily brushed aside, leaving it as is for the time being.
Just a few steps away, you can relax and soak up some rays in the sunroom.
Jesus! Wish Mother would remind me to bring the vacuum now so she could use it. Damn, this is bad.
What do you call this room?
I used to call this my smoke room for a bit.
You just haven't been in that room in the house for a long time, huh? What's going on there? Okay.
And then it kind of got turned into a random shit room.
Yeah,
then it became the cat room, and every so often Mother and Grandma tend to these lure boxes.
Rocket Room was super chatted $1.99.
Yeah.
Is this you in your 20s?
It is.
BTW, first time in a stream.
It is me in my 20s, man. This is every fat person on the internet is just me at a different phase of my life. I don't know if you guys knew that, but that's the actual truth. That's just my life. That's just my fucking life, man. My life, my rules.
This is bad.
In addition to exploring the depths of Chris's house, the documentary delved into his tendency to magnify certain events or anecdotes, a trait quickly picked up by Ian. When confronted about this inclination, Chris adamantly denied exaggerating anything, firmly asserting his commitment to honesty, stating that lying held no purpose for him. However, Chris's mother held a different viewpoint, recognizing the falsehood in his claims, yet quietly appreciating that facet of her son, perhaps finding amusement in the tales he spun. Interestingly, it appears that Chris himself might not fully grasp the extent of his exaggerations when recounting stories.
Sometimes you're just such a good storyteller, you know, man? But sometimes you're just such a great storyteller, and you don't even know where your story starts and ends. It's just like the beauty of the craft. It's like your method acting.
Indicating a subconscious inclination towards embellishment that seems inherent to his storytelling process.
Why go out and just lie?
Yeah, I mean, it's not about lying. It's just like...
Nah, but everything we're talking about, it's all happened.
Chris has a lot of stories, you know. He's very much a talker.
Oh, yeah.
He seems like maybe he's just a sad guy that needs a little friend. He needs a little bit of a friendship, and he needs a little bit of a friend, and he needs somebody to be his friend, you know what I mean? And this guy needs to fucking fuck off. I'm trying to do DP. Oh, he's doing a lot of damage. Look, this guy's got a big cock. Holy fuck. Wow. Good for you, brother. Okay.
I guess for someone who's a bit skeptical, it's like...
I don't blame people who are.
Right. He's got a little bit of, like, flack online for some of his stories because he'll exaggerate some things.
Oh, yes, he does.
I feel like I've gone places, I've done a decent amount of things.
Yeah.
But, like, I don't have, like, nearly the amount of, like, stories that you have.
Hey, listen, he's a comedian, man. He's just having a little fun. You know, don't harsh his groove, dog.
Why?
Well, maybe you're a fucking loser.
The documentary further highlighted Chris's daily routine, showcasing mundane activities like his trips to Meyer.
Yo, listen, honestly, like I'll catch iDub stream sometimes for a little bit. Like I'll casually scroll through it, and this guy fucking sucks at WoW. Like, no offense, iDubbbz, but you were just doo doo. You're terrible. He had a time where he pulled. Him and his friends were leveling together, 3 of them, and they pulled like a large group. And he's like, I'm gonna hamstring all of them. What is that gonna do? You're going to waste 10 rage on 5 hamstrings instead of popping off 3 heroic strikes? What the fuck are you talking about, dude? What world do you live in? What the fuck are you doing? It doesn't even make any goddamn sense to me. It doesn't make any time. Meanwhile, I'm DPSing. I'm a DPS tank pulling top damage in my group. Yeah, he streams on Twitch. He mostly streams WoW. Also, why are you just play on my server, ugly? You know what I'm saying, dude? Come on, dude.
And his off-road adventures in his minivan, which he referred to as mudding. While Chris and his friends hyped up Meyer as if it were a mythical destination, it turned out to be just a regular grocery store, dispelling any grandeur surrounding it. Additionally, scenes depicted Chris indulging in frequent smoking sessions in his room, a detail that would later hold significance in his life, albeit at that moment it was only briefly mentioned. One of the aspects that the documentary delved into was Chris's relationships, particularly those with his friends. As the camera followed Chris through his daily life, it became evident that not all the individuals who surrounded him were necessarily genuine. Ian even made remarks in the documentary that some of these people seemed like leeches, people who were drawn to Chris's fame rather than any.
Yeah, man, it's a tough thing. It's a tough thing to find friends when you're famous, and it doesn't mean you don't have to be like. Even I struggle sometimes when it comes to like content creator friends. I'm not super duper famous, but like I'm famous relative to other people, so they're like, put the fucking shield on. Fuck. Sorry, that wasn't really me. That was my original character. Move on.
A sense of true friendship.
_Muncher_42 super chatted $1.27.
Yeah.
Remember when you joined Destiny's chat? Embarrassing.
Yeah, thank you. I appreciate that. Why don't you just fucking keep going with that? Why don't you just keep telling me about it? That's fucking incredible. Incredible stuff.
Hopefully, though, as the documentary progressed, the curtain was pulled back, and Ian managed to reveal a different side of Chris's circle. Individuals who appeared to be his true friends who really had his back.
I was around these guys.
Autistic.
So if you want me to give commentary on this part, I'm just gonna tell you it from my perspective.
I gotta stay. Okay? I can't be doing damage.
Oh wait, are you still talking?
Yeah.
Oh, sorry.
The day was shit.
Among these individuals was Mike, a laid-back guy who simply wanted to spend time with Chris because he enjoyed his company. Their friendship had a history that extended far back, with appearances in older videos on Chris's channel. Mike's presence was a testament to the bonds of friendship, unaffected by the trappings of internet fame.
A couple videos down the line and we made the notorious one where he trips over there by the trash can. Oh, you good, bro? Ever since then, he's always hitting me up asking for help with videos and other stuff.
You were the camera guy for
one? A lot of them.
Okay.
For a good majority of them.
So you're the guy behind the camera most of the time? Okay.
Yeah.
Another intriguing character in Chris's life was Robert, a figure who occupied a unique place in the documentary. Robert had openly discussed having seen demons, and his dynamic with Chris seemed to veer between
no offense, he looks like the kind of guy who openly admits he looks like the kind of guy that just sees demons, whether we know it or not. So he looks like a demon seer. Just saying.
Friendship and rivalry. There were hints of tension and disagreement, but the exact reasons for their disputes often appeared trivial. The culmination of this friendship played out in a lightsaber battle, a moment that was both highly anticipated and somewhat anticlimactic.
There was a point where you could tell that no one except for Robert was having any fun at all. So it was just uncomfortable.
But realistically, how exciting can 2 guys battling with fake lightsabers really be?
Dude, come on. Literally all lightsabers are fake. Let's be honest here. So have you ever gone to Disney? That thing's fake as hell. It's still cool as fuck, though. You know what I mean? I love watching that shit. I love watching it. I love watching the battles. I love watching stuff I like Disney. I don't care. I'm not ashamed of it. I'm a grown man, and I can afford it. So shut up.
Final character of the story was Chris's mom. She was portrayed as a loving, kind, and supportive presence in his life, with a genuine acceptance of her son's weirder qualities. The interview with Chris's mother revealed a deep and heartfelt connection, showcasing her unconditional love for her son. For those who had followed Chris's content from his early days, the documentary provided a chance to witness his transformation. His evolution from a bona fide internet meme, known for his iconic lightsaber videos, to a multi-dimensional figure with a complex life story was both surprising and inspiring. The Full Force documentary not only showcased Chris's story, but also
Isn't Full Force, isn't that like a Jump Force something?
also highlighted the importance of collaboration. The video was met with resounding approval. Full Force was a game changer in Fatty's life, marking a pivotal moment. With an astounding 24 million views and 1.1 million likes, the documentary garnered widespread acclaim for its impeccable production. Its impact on Fatty's online persona was profound, introducing a wave of fresh viewers to his content and effectively catapulting him into the limelight in a way he hadn't been before. He also got a substantial increase in subscribers, effectively doubling his channel size. Fatty's ascent to stardom seemed unstoppable as he basked in the newfound attention and support from millions of newly minted fans flooding into his channel. It seemed as though the tides were changing in his favor. He made a conscious decision to elevate the quality of his content, focusing on self-improvement and taking steps to enhance his production quality. It was a period marked by optimism and an apparent shift in spirits, but some would argue that this was also the beginning of a turbulent chapter in Chris's life. Soon after the release of Full Force, Chris was riding high. Tragically, this was cut short just a few months later when Chris's mother passed away. The woman who had supported him all of this time, throughout all of his endeavors, and kept his head screwed on straight, was now gone. Chris's tribute to his mother in the form of covering a Green Day song was a pretty emotional moment that resonated.
That's sad, man. I don't know what I mean. Like, I'm older now. It would be so sad if my mom passed away. I love my mother, but I could probably handle it better. But I couldn't imagine being younger, being very dependent on your mother. You know what I mean? Loving your mom a lot. You know, probably like, oh, I appreciate my mom for raising me. I want to give back in some way. It's that kind of a thing too. I can appreciate all that stuff. That's so sad. You know, because that's sometimes that's how I feel about my uncle a little bit. You know, I wish I could have. He was nice to me. I wish I could give back. I wish I could get before he passed away. I wish I could have gotten a little a lot of money, and I could have paid back in a fun way. You know, but oh well.
Deeply with viewers.
What do you love about Chris?
He's mine.
Yeah.
I don't know. He's a sweetheart. He really is. He's got his moments. I'm not going to say he's perfect because he is not far from it.
This poignant moment
He's not
captured
far
the
from
essence of a mother's love, transcending all external judgments and expectations, and really just making people feel bad for the fact that she passed away. Following the passing of Fatty's mom, Chris's family rallied together, seeking ways to offer support during this challenging period. More specifically, his cousin Matt took it upon himself to uplift Fatty's spirits and steer his life towards a more positive direction, aiming to prevent him from falling deeper into the pit of depression. Matt utilized his own YouTube channel as a platform to document his efforts in aiding Chris, sharing updates and chronicling their escapades. His goal was not only to motivate him, but also to showcase his journey of resilience. On November 29th, 2019, Matt uploaded a video titled, "Fatty Invests in Himself and Tries Adulting." In the video, Chris could be seen
What the fuck sandwich is that? Is that supposed to be chicken? What the hell is that? That looks disgusting.
smoking weed in the garage rather than inside Matt's house. Matt, ever conscious of the house smelling, was insistent that Chris contribute to the household. This simple act highlighted the contrast between the carefree, unedited content of Chris's videos and the real-world responsibilities that others around him faced. During the video, Matt interacted with Chris, but Chris's responses were often inaudible, emphasizing a degree of disengagement. He shared that he had worked from 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. and then took a power nap.
It is. I had to limp my way half a parking lot into the building and
listen
drive
to
on
me.
the cars.
Nobody feels bad that you're sitting out here smoking weed in my garage.
I know.
Okay,
It's just
so don't even
freezing.
start with me. Well, you don't have to sit out here.
No, I don't.
Jesus.
Oh, but he needs to smoke. He's a little addicted to cigarettes and smoke, I guess. Is he vaping? Is that what it is?
Just trying to use my time efficiently.
Comment in the comment sections below if you think this is an efficient use of his time.
I will say one thing. I think that it's probably not productive to be putting this all over the place. You know what I mean? Like, it's probably not productive or constructive to be publicly shaming him. Not that people typically know that kind of stuff. I mean, that was kind of what content was back then, but really not. I mean, he seems like kind of a lazy guy. He's an overweight dude. Probably doesn't do a whole lot. You know, he's a little lazy. He got a little bit of a free ride with some being a little funny. So he kind of got used to that. But
The fact that Chris wasn't very fond of work is not surprising.
Yeah, weed stinks. Weed fucking stink. Who likes work, by the way? I mean, I used to work a real job, but who likes work? It's kind of cringe. You know?
Given his established online persona. The challenge lay in balancing the demands of life with the creative and unpredictable world of YouTube. Matt then confronted Chris about his daily routine. He emphasized that Chris couldn't sleep all day and encouraged him to contribute to the house. Matt then accompanied
I mean, if you're living with him, you should pay something, no? Yeah.
Chris to an electronics store where they purchased equipment to enhance Chris's content production. They acquired a tripod, lighting equipment, and a microphone, emphasizing that Chris needed...
Was he able to make like a good amount of money at this time on YouTube, or how does that work? Oh, what's up, dude? I didn't even see you.
To step up his game. When Matt asked Chris whether he should invest in a car or his business, Chris was momentarily stumped.
So here's the question. Do you invest in your business or do you invest in your car? You can only do one.
Very, very good question.
No, it's not.
I mean, I guess it depends. If you have to work a real job, maybe you do need a car. But generally speaking, if you don't, you should probably invest in your business. It's probably a more like I'm getting ready to put out a decent expense at the end of this year for like a new computer. You know what I mean? So sometimes you just got to do it. Sometimes you just got. Because I kind of want to dual stream on Twitch. I just don't think this computer could handle it.
You always invest in your. By investing in your business, you're investing in yourself. You always.
Sure. As long as it's a constructive investment, because sometimes people just like invest for no reason. Especially if people are like, I want to be a Twitch streamer, and then like they have no traction, but they still decide to go spend $5,000 on a setup. It's like if you can't get popular with a cheap setup, you can't get popular with a big setup. That's like my genuine opinion. Like obviously it'll enhance it, but like 80-20 rule, be entertaining first. Like I started getting big on TikTok. I got my first million on a fucking $150 a smartphone. You know what I mean? Like you gotta you know, it's calculated investment.
Bet on yourself. You always invest in yourself. So traditional.
I'm getting Adele. I'm not gonna get Adele, dude. Shut the fuck up. I'm not rolling in the deep. I was gonna get a new NZXT. I like these computers that I have. I got the NZXT like streaming PC. I was gonna get a new NZXT computer because I think that they're pretty cool. So
common sense would say fix your f***ed up back window. I say that get a tripod so you can up your production value.
Oh, I got a tripod. How much does a tripod cost? Like $10? Or we talk about like for your phone? I don't know.
And more people will watch your content.
Can I tell you one thing though? The Rob and Dan channel. I love that. I like that we shifted it up. We stopped streaming once a week because it was a lot for her working and then me working, and then like basically the content was the same. It just became like an extension of my content. Now we've been kind of doing different stuff, filming in the car, just released a Christmas vlog. We're doing a weekly vlog instead of a daily because I can't do every fucking day. Is insane. People are psychopaths. Oh, it's vlog every day. No, thank you. You know what I mean? It's too much. It's too fucking much. We're doing a weekly vlog, that's just cool. It's a beautiful thing, and it's just been fun. It's been different, and we just use it on my phone most of the time. Like we did a whole rant about Universal on the phone driving on the way to like eat. You know what I mean? It was just so casual. It's chill.
Right.
Yeah, dude, what are you doing? Get the fuck up here.
That's what we're doing right now.
As the video drew close, Matt expressed his happiness and pride in Chris. The next chapter in Chris's life is documented by Matt, provided a stark and unfiltered look into the aftermath of his mother's passing and the state of the house they had shared. The video in question depicted Matt and a group of friends embarking on a daunting task, a 25-hour cleaning marathon to restore the house to a semblance of order.
Damn, this guy, he seems like a decent friend. He seems like a little bit of a dick, but like not like a bad guy dick, just kind of like a no-nonsense dick. You know what I mean? So he seems like a decent friend. I mean, if you're going to help the guy clean his fucking house for 25 hours, you're probably a decent guy, you know? That's my opinion, at least.
It was a task that literally confronted the physical debris left behind, but metaphorically, the emotional weight of loss and neglect. The house was in pretty rough shape. The basement, often depicted as the darkest and most unsettling place in the house, featured urine-soaked sheets on the floor, discarded clothing, and a macabre display of dinosaur drawings adorning the walls. The scenes from upstairs were equally distressing. Broken windows allowed the elements to infiltrate the house, further worsening the conditions. Animal feces was scattered across the floor, and pieces of the ceiling had fallen in, littering the room. The upper floor, like the rest of the house, was in a state of disarray and disrepair. While Matt and his friends worked diligently to clean and restore the house, they encountered yet another disheartening reality. Chris, who was present during this endeavor, used the bathrooms in the house without flushing. The act underscored the—
Hey, listen. If it's yellow, it's mellow. If it's brown, flush it down. That's the mentality I operate with, especially since I piss a lot because I'm a diabetic. You know, you're always pissing, so it's like, you know, I don't have enough
Pass to
money for that water.
_42 super chatted $1.27.
Okay.
Only so much you can be funny toe. Quality counts.
Okay, I understand that. But what I said was, I said that it can enhance your stream, obviously. But if you can't get famous with like a cheap setup, you're not going to be able to get famous in general. Like, I'm just being clear. It's a 80-20 rule. Like, people focus so much on setup before they've even achieved anything. Anyway, this Wolfmaster Scape is the same exact thing as the Fenris's Hide that drops in the boss previous. Why the fuck would we need 2 of these? It's so stupid.
Challenges of restoring order to a space that had been neglected for a significant period. As Matt ventured into Chris's room, he was met with a sight that painted a poignant picture of the situation. Chris's bed was a makeshift structure, supported by cinder blocks and covered with a sheet or some form of covering. Garbage covered the entire floor, making it clear that this was a space that had been overlooked for far too long. Yeah. Matt's emotions and frustrations were palpable, and it became very evident that he was growing weary of the situation. The cleaning process, while undoubtedly a step towards improvement, was a reminder of the immense challenge they faced. Chris's safe, once intended for valuable possessions, had been repurposed as a repository for cat shit. As the video progressed, Matt—
What do you mean? What are you talking about? You got a poop safe? My brother in Christ, you cannot have a poop safe. That's the least safe place for a poop. Like, that you can't be doing that. That's just that's inappropriate. Fucking poop safe is wild.
Shared the aftershots of their cleaning efforts. While the transformation was evident, it was essential to acknowledge that the house was still far from ideal. In this particular video, the tension between Chris and Matt reached a breaking point with significant consequences. The central incident revolved around Chris abandoning his cat while he left to indulge in a smoke session, leaving Matt to contend with the aftermath. Matt, already dealing with cleaning the house, had to face even more cat urine and feces. One of the—
Damn, he went and did a tactical smoke break so that he wouldn't have to help. That's fucked up. This is your poo-poo house. Should have just lit it on fire at that point, though, to be honest with you.
The striking moments in the video was when Matt takes the last abandoned cat to an animal shelter. It's an instance where Matt had to make a difficult decision for the welfare of the abandoned animal, embodying all of the challenges with this disgusting house.
He goes on and on and on about how much he cares about his cats and all this other shit. But then he leaves one here to fend for itself. We had no idea that it was here until last week. Yeah. And I think it's fucked up. So
it was evident that he was at his breaking point, grappling with the challenges posed by Chris's actions. The tension escalated to the point where law enforcement became involved. The police arrived at Matt's house in response to the ongoing situation. Chris asserted that Matt was withholding his property and medications, a claim that further exacerbated this tension. Matt's attempts to explain the situation to police were perceived as half-hearted. The discord between the two played out, with neither party willing to yield to the other's perspective. For a more comprehensive understanding of the circumstances surrounding this incident, additional text was provided in the video's description. This context
chatted $2. How do you feel about sounding?
It doesn't sound too good to me. It's a little too much for me. I don't think I can get into something like that.
Next offered viewers a glimpse into the broader issues and challenges that underpinned their strained relationship. Airsoftfatty is at it again. For months, he left his stuff at my house after multiple attempts to deliver it to him. He decided to have the police show up at my house so he could get his property.
Interesting. I'm sure he did try to give it up to the guy. And he probably didn't want to pick it up because it was so much stuff that he didn't want to do 3 times. I've never been fucking mind controlled 3 times in this fight. This is fucking bonkers. Jesus Christ. Anyway, 3 times is fucking... What the fuck am I saying? That's not even part of the video. Fuck. He probably didn't want to pay for storage. So he's like, I'll leave it there. And then he decided to be passive-aggressive and have the guy take it out. You know what I mean? So...
Fun fact, the property, most of it was clothing I bought for him. Wasting police resources again, wasting my time again, being dramatic as usual. I made this video as evidence that I don't have any of Christopher's stuff at my house. I was never withholding any of his stuff, and the things he left, he has now. End of it. Probably not though, he will find something else to cause issues with. Keep in mind, he could drive to DC, Chicago, Detroit multiple times, and NYC, but for months could not get his stuff without police escort. When I met him twice this month without having the police present, he was playing games as usual. I'm beyond done with him and his endless drag on my time and energy. In Matt's final video, he candidly addresses the circumstances surrounding his decision to stop hanging out with Chris. It's a moment of frustration where he lays bare the issues that have plagued their friendship and his perception of Chris's behavior. Matt's opening statements are clear.
It doesn't seem like Chris is a bad guy. That's Fatty, right? That's Airsoftfatty. But it seems like he's got some he's got some lazy mannerisms and behaviors and whatnot. And so I think that put a little bit of a damper. Put a little bit of a damper on the whole scenario. Sad stuff, man. Because this other guy seems like a good friend. He's a little more blunt, though. You know what I mean? He's more like I could say like me a little bit. He could be a little blunt and aggressive. You know, some people don't respond well to that.
Super chatted $2. You should hit the bong on stream.
Yeah, I'll hit a fat fucking vape rip. Let me hit a fat fucking vape rip, baby. Never. I would never do that. I'm a man of Christ and God. I would never smoke marijuana. Cringe. Oh, that's fucking not where I want to go.
Unambiguous. He expresses his deep disappointment with Chris.
Became a member.
Thank you so much for the membership, brother. I appreciate that.
Chris, asserting that he's done helping him. His words also underscore the exhaustion and disappointment he's experienced as a result of Chris's actions. The core issue, as Matt sees it, is Chris's lack of effort in improving his own life.
He's just crying and blubbering about things that are not factual or based in reality, and he calls me and texts me and asks me to not do these videos, and as you've seen in the earlier video, I'm stopping these videos. Not because he asked. I hope these videos stay up here forever. I hope you shame the out of him forever.
This lack of
That's a little mean, but I get it.
Yo,
leave me alone,
their
bitch.
familial bond and left Matt with a sense of hopelessness. The video delves into the fact that Chris's family has been attempting to provide support and assistance to him for years. Despite these efforts, Chris's behavior has left his loved ones exasperated. In Matt's view, Chris has become a source of shame for the family, and it's a reality he's not willing to tolerate. One of the central themes of the video is the accusation that Chris engages in deceit, manipulation, and falsehoods. Matt asserts that Chris employs these tactics, usually feigned sympathy, crying, and emotional displays to elicit assistance and support.
That's sad, man. That's sad. Well, you know, he's probably used to kind of like when he's with his mom. His mom was probably a wonderful woman, but she was probably a little bit of an enabler, so he could get away with like some bad behaviors. And if he whined a little bit, you know, if he complained a little bit, she would give him what he wanted.
From others. He contends that Chris was never truly homeless, but instead
because it kind of just seems like that's the behavior he engages in now.
Portrayed himself as such to gain sympathy. According to Matt, this portrayal was a ruse to avoid basic responsibilities like washing clothes, taking showers, or doing dishes. In his view, Chris resorted to fabricating a homeless status to escape these essential life tasks, exploiting the sympathy and assistance offered by those who believed he was in dire need.
He's not homeless. He's never been homeless, and myself and my family have worked.
What the hell's up with this guy's hair, though? Why you got it all up like that? Weird.
For years, ensuring that he is not homeless.
The video takes a clear and unequivocal stance. Matt wants people to hold Chris accountable for his behavior indefinitely. He seeks to shed light on what he perceives as manipulative tactics and a pattern of dependency that has strained not only his relationship with Chris, but also the willingness of others to offer assistance. And while his living situation was falling apart, there were other factors pulling at his psyche as well.
Whoa, a message from our sponsor.
Love energy drinks, which is why I'm proud to be.
Oh shit, G Fuel code Turkey Tom in the description.
This stuff
Check
is
it
like
out. Jack off. Drink some and jack off with it. Really raise your blood pressure. Fuck your shit up, dude. G Fuel, sponsored by G Fuel. Incredible stuff.
A significant chapter in Chris's life began when he came under the management of a Discord user named Josh. This arrangement was more complex and problematic than it initially appeared, as Josh took on a role that
is this the Discord calling sound, but like slowed down?
Extended beyond typical management responsibilities. During one of Fatty's streams, he would say that he was logging off before getting a notification on his phone, to which he visibly sighed and said, "Okay, I guess I'm not getting off." Chat suspected this was basically his manager screaming at him to stay on the live stream, and started to call him out for essentially forcing Fatty to stream against his will.
Like forcing him to stream against his will, or was he forcing him to stream, or was he like, "Hey, you should stay on"? How long was he on for?
Fatty's streams, as Josh took on a role that extended beyond typical management responsibilities. During one of Fatty's streams, he would say that he was logging off before getting a notification on his phone, to which he visibly sighed and said, "Okay, I guess I'm not getting off." Chat suspected this was basically his manager screaming at him to stay on the live stream.
Well, my only question is, how long has Fatty been streaming? And the only reason I asked that is like, was he getting off it because he's being a little lazy, or was he on for like the whole day and this guy was being a dick? You know what I mean? Just a question.
And started to call him out for essentially forcing Fatty to stream against his will.
Peace out. I hope you guys have a good day, at least. You know? Or, okay. Never mind. Just keep it here. I'm just gonna finish off this oatmeal then. Like, it's cold. It's cold oatmeal now, but like.
Damn. None of the food I ever eat ever gets cold. So
it was warm. You know, it was warm. Now it's cold.
Josh had originally been working at a dispensary and was essentially Chris's supplier. But once they started talking, Chris decided to let him oversee his entire channel operation. After getting
But like, why? That's so weird. I feel bad, but also like kind of a dumb decision. So you've been a content creator for like a period of time, and then some dudes that works at a smoke shop's like, "Bro, I can manage you," and you're like, "That's a great idea." Like, what do you feel like you need management? I feel like that's another contributing factor or a contributing thing. As like how lazy you are. It's just like about how lazy you are, because it's like, oh, I can't manage myself. And it's like, yeah, if you got like an official manager, I get it, but you got the fucking dude at the vape shop, the fucking manager, or the smoke shop. So to me, it's like, oh, I just don't want to manage myself. Oh, to make all the decisions for me. And then you kind of get upset when he forces you, quote unquote, to stream more. I don't know, man. You got to stream to an extent. You know, you got to put in a certain amount of work.
Getting backlash from several fans, Josh, alongside others, booted up a stream where they orchestrated an intervention, wherein they call Chris lazy and basically assert the idea that he's an incapable individual who could not live independently. While their assessment was not entirely unfounded, the audience's perception was that it revealed a lack of genuine concern for Chris's well-being.
On Monday, do we not have a stream with Canute and Joe? A big workout stream where they're gonna make you do the shit that you need to do, and it's not gonna be any ifs, ands, or buts? And when
we always love the workout streams. They're always the dumbest fucking idea. For like, fat people will go and they'll go do like some kind of working out content, and it just never goes well, because like it's always people who don't know what they're doing training people. Like, it's like, hey, here's a fat guy who doesn't do any exercise. What should we do? Oh, let's really fuck him up. That's not really constructive. Like, it's not good to force a fat guy to do that much work, or a fat person. You start slow. Hey, what if we got this guy to walk for half an hour every day? That's what you need to do. You want to build like actual behavioral changes and habits. That's what you would do. You're not going to throw, but they're probably going to throw them into a gauntlet of shit that they barely understand themselves. And they're like, no pain, no gain, dude. It's fucking crazy. It's cool as hell. And they're fucking them up. They're going to make it worse. You know, it's difficult. This guy's using tank runes. He's pissing me the fuck off.
get on there, if you act the fool, the whole internet is going to see everything. And they need to know.
This guy sounds like a
this
dork.
isn't fair to us or anyone else.
As the stream progressed, it took a turn toward hostility, seemingly showcasing Josh and his cohorts ganging up on Fatty, attempting to emotionally manipulate him. Throughout the stream, there were numerous instances where they consistently interrupted him, depriving him of the opportunity to express himself or respond adequately to anything discussed.
Damn. Dude, you're fucking diabetic. Even like
I'm
let him talk. I want him to talk.
Yeah.
I'm tired of always eating the same exact thing every day.
Stop. Let him talk. Let him talk.
Think about it. I've come from 5'11" down to 315 in under 2 years. Like.
Yeah, well, did you not just go to New York and Chicago and do all these trips and have ridiculous amounts of food that I knew you shouldn't have had? Did you stuff your face with pizza in New York and do all kinds of shit that you shouldn't have?
Well, who cares? I mean, listen, it sounded like what he said is he lost weight.
Let him talk.
Think of the same exact thing every day.
Stop. Let him talk.
Think about it. I've come from 5'11" down to 315 in under 2 years.
Oh, he went from 511 pounds to 315. Listen, like, this is one of the things. You don't need to make perfect choices. You just need to make better choices. So if you're used to eating, like, you know, that's it. Like, I eat like shit still, but I've been eating less, and I've been tracking calories. It's a better choice. But I could empathize with not wanting to eat the same thing every day. Nobody wants to do that. You know, this guy had probably dealing with like a legitimate food addiction. You know, what else? What the fuck else would it be? Other than like some kind of a food addiction. You know, that's the unfortunate reality of the world.
Amounts of food that I knew you shouldn't have had. Did you stuff your face with pizza in New York and do all kinds of shit that you shouldn't have?
Surprisingly, the outcome of this stream was quite contrary to Josh's intentions. Instead of bolstering his stance, it led to several content creators releasing videos asserting that Fatty's manager was coercing him into streaming against his own will, essentially manipulating him in the process.
Shit,
Josh's role in Chris's life was akin to that of a wrangler, but with a more sinister twist. Josh had access to all of Chris's social media accounts, effectively taking control of his online presence.
Chris is an idiot. Like, I'm not trying to be an asshole. He seems like a nice guy, but like, what a dumb decision. You let a smoke shop guy take control of your channel is just wild. Like, it's just wild.
In a move that demonstrated a disturbing level of control, Josh linked his own bank account to Chris's AdSense, diverting the income that was supposed to rightfully be Chris's into Josh's own coffers. It was during this period that Chris had severed ties with his genuine friends, leaving him isolated with only Josh and his associates around now, who appeared to have ulterior motives. Josh's greed and exploitation didn't stop with Chris. He turned his sights toward Robert, an old friend of Chris who had appeared in previous videos and featured in the Full Force documentary. Josh made attempts to get Robert into a similar situation. He gained access to Robert's social media accounts and changed the AdSense settings to divert earnings into his own bank. Robert eventually discovered this manipulation and publicly exposed.
This is very sad. I'm not trying to be rude because this is really sad and I feel bad for him. But it's like, why, like, this is why you don't do dumb shit. Like, this was so obviously fucking stupid, no? You know, yeah, for Airsoftfatty to be a very good plushy YouTuber. Incredible. I like how I have a new fucking. I like how I have a new plush YouTuber audience because we covered that one thing. It's kind of funny. I like it. I enjoy it.
Exposed Josh's nefarious actions. In retaliation, Josh appeared to orchestrate a hacking of Robert's social media profiles, transforming them into pro-LGBT platforms.
Whoa, dude, that's too far. You can't fucking do that, dude. You can't make me look like I like gay people, dude. You can't make it look like I enjoy gays. That's fucked up, dude. How are you gonna fucking slander me like that, doggy? How you gonna slander me like that, dude? That's freaked out. I'm just kidding. I love gays.
This incident further underscored the extent of manipulation and deception that had become prevalent in Chris's online world. By early 2021...
Damn, they manipulated him into sucking a penis, dude. That's fucked up. That's fucked up, dude. That's fucked up. I can't believe it.
Chris encountered yet another setback when he was banned from Twitch due to alleged hate speech. According to Josh, someone had used a racial slur via voice chat while Chris was playing a game. What was especially troubling was Chris's failure to remove the VOD or inform the appropriate parties that could have helped address the issue. It appeared to be an inadvertent mistake, exacerbated by the fact that Chris was smoking during the stream, which may have contributed to the fact that he wasn't really aware that he would get banned for that. On March 8th, 2021, Josh and Chris's association came to an end. Their parting was documented through Discord messages, marking the conclusion of the tumultuous Josh saga in Chris's life.
Joshua saga.
With Josh no longer in the picture, it became increasingly evident that despite the controversy and questionable aspects of their relationship, Chris might actually benefit from having a manager or caretaker of some kind. This
probably, but he needs like a professional who's not an asshole. Or at the very least, a trusted friend who's not going to take advantage of him in like every turn. Like something better than what he got. I mean, that was fucking crazy.
Realization stemmed from Chris's inability to consistently create and publish content on his own, let alone maintain a...
That's what I'm saying. Like, I feel like the issue of the guy, like, you need to stream probably wasn't that big of a deal. The bigger issue is probably that he was just like stealing his bank account information, like, or linking his shit up. Like, that's theft to me. That's the real issue. But like just being like, hey, you need to stream more. He probably needed that. He probably does need somebody to tell him that because he seems kind of lazy, you know.
Consistent level of quality. Instead, his videos often consisted of unedited footage where he simply spoke to the camera, and these uploads lacked any real schedule.
I don't think that all of that does like like it doesn't matter if you have low editing or anything. It's just like that's the part of it. Is like the consistency seems to be a problem. You know, motivate yourself to do like something, even if it's like one a week or something, because it make sometimes having a tighter schedule can motivate the brain to pump a little more, work a little harder on what you should be doing or what you could like. If you have to put out content, sometimes that could force you to put out content you don't like, but sometimes it could also, if you have a reasonable schedule, it could force you to put out like a broader, more experimental, wider variety of decent stuff. You know, sometimes you just need a little motivation.
Raise the question of whether a caretaker or manager could help him overcome his challenges and maintain a more productive life. And unfortunately for him, Chris would soon face another series of challenges and setbacks that tested his resilience and determination. Chris is a big guy, as I'm sure you can tell, and his journey to lose weight has had a few different attempts, wherein he's always struggled to make significant progress. While his determination and willingness to make changes are commendable, there have been obstacles that hinder his success. One significant factor that many would point to is his drug use, specifically marijuana. It's evident that his habits have impacted his ability to lose weight, considering that it leads to increased appetite.
Yeah, for sure, man. For sure. Apparently insulin leads to increased appetite too. I don't know if that's true or if my my fucking doctors lying to me, try to get me on Ozempic, but they're like, oh, you should go on Ozempic. It doesn't lead to an appetite increase like insulin does. And it's like, yeah, I would go on Ozempic, but it costs $800 every 3 months because it's not covered by insurance. So I said, no, I'm not doing that. Fuck that noise. I'm not that cringe.
Which can make it extremely difficult for someone to control their food.
Plus, like, I don't really like the idea of going on something, whether it's a surgery or anything that will not address my eating problems, my behavioral problems. You know what I mean? Like, if I just go on Ozempic, how am I addressing the problem that I have with not self-control? Like, how does that help me? It doesn't. It doesn't really address that issue. It just exacerbates that further. So I'd rather deal with it. I'd rather do it in a way that deals with that actual real issue more than anything else.
Food intake, especially when they're already obese like Chris. In the Items documentary, there's a moment where Chris can be seen hitting his bong and coughing intensely. While to viewers, it just seems like a funny moment, Chris's attempts to quit using marijuana have been met with limited success, and it's clear that making progress in this area has been very challenging for him. His ongoing use undoubtedly hinders his weight loss goals and also makes him more lazy, which makes him make less videos. But it wasn't all bad. iDubbbz invited Chris to make an appearance at the Creator Clash, during which he delivered a stirring rendition of the national anthem, a moment that undoubtedly left a lasting impression.
Oh, say, can you see? But
Everybody's eating this up, dude.
For so proudly we
Incredible.
as the twilights last week.
This guy, this young man, I don't know how young he is. This guy seems like the kind of guy who loves America. You know what I mean? He's probably like, I fucking love America. I love God. I love America. I love big fucking titties. You know what I mean? Like a real man should. God, America, and titties, you know? He seems like a real man. Seems like a real good guy.
Oh, I got nervous. Sorry, I got nervous, people. My bad.
Okay.
Let's just do this. Let's do it. Ready? Let's give it another try.
Oh, I'm gonna come. Everybody, give me your power. Give me your power. I need this item. Give me your power. Give me your power, guys. Give me your power. You didn't give me your power, guys. You didn't give me your power. Somebody else got the item. Somebody else that sucks dicks got the item.
Oh, say, can you see?
However, as time passed, Chris seemingly felt like iDubbbz had left him behind, and this sentiment culminated in the release of a video titled "Airsoftfatty Loses It and Calls Out iDubbbz."
I reached out to Ian for help that day, and Ian never fucking replied.
Okay, well, you know, that's not the way to reply. Just because you ask for help doesn't mean that people need to give it to you, just to be clear. What a dick. Guy gets his BIS item and leaves.
I want to talk about some shit. I messaged iDubbbz the other day. I said, hey, can you just share my stream around? I didn't ask him for money or anything. I said, hey, share my stream around. Looked at the message and never fucking replied.
This marks the beginning of an ongoing saga, the Soft Fatty expressing his grievances with Ian. Following his mother's passing, Fatty found himself grappling with bills and the urgent need for additional income. To tackle these challenges, he significantly increased his streaming frequency, willing to undertake...
So you got this fucking ring, and then it's like, oh, my guild needs me for BFD. I gotta go. No, they don't. Just leave. Don't fucking give me some excuse. You got your items, so you fucking dipped because you're a fucking asshole. Fucking loser. I hate people. I'm tilted as hell right now. He took the fucking ring I needed. Fuck.
Almost any task for money, including shaving his head and eyebrows in exchange for $100. However, as Fatty's desperate situation became apparent, some individuals apparently took advantage of his vulnerability, viewing him as a source of entertainment to squeeze dry for mockery rather than someone in need. They began donating with malicious intent, attempting to provoke or troll him with their messages, and even resorted to charging back their donations to incite his frustration. Adding to his woes, YouTube had recently demonetized Fatty's channel, a devastating
Damn, why did they demonetize him? Was this during the adpocalypse? Adpocalypse? Is that what happened? But that sucks. Right then, you gotta get a real job. So
blow that spoke volumes about the turmoil he was facing. As time passed, Fatty's frustration and anger continued to escalate, creating a mounting sense of despair as things seemed to spiral further out of control. The imminent threat of eviction from his home loomed over him like a dark cloud, intensifying his rage and despair. Amidst this, Chris found himself increasingly irate, even lashing out at those attempting to offer well-intentioned advice to help him navigate the dire situation.
I'm not gonna eat a fucking carrot if it's gonna sit there, taste like...
Well, I don't think that person is trying to actually help him. He's just telling me to carrot. Which is funny, but I don't know if it's actual trying to help.
It's old, tastes like it's moldy, and makes me throw up.
Okay, well, relax. But, I mean, carrots, they're not the best. The carrots, I kind of like carrots, but I can understand. It's a very earthy thing. You know, maybe some broccoli. You know, maybe if your mom actually made you eat food. Oh.
In the end, Fatty wouldn't be able to keep up with the bills for his house, and he would be evicted from the place that he grew up in. At this point in time, Chris had lost literally everything. His support system, his mom, his house, his manager. He had no one to hold him accountable or make him do anything, and he himself was staring into the abyss. It seemed like Airsoftfatty was finally hitting rock bottom, until one unlikely opportunity would offer him a chance to get attention on his career again, and also gave him a place to stay for 3 weeks.
Oh yeah? What's that?
Despite
is this that weird thing with Sam Hyde? Is that what we're talking about? Oh, fuck, we're fucked.
The many hurdles he encountered, there came a moment that represented a significant turning point in his online journey. Chris received an invitation to appear on Fish Tank, a project funded by Sam Hyde and run by Jet Neptune. The premise...
Did I say Sam Hyde or did I say iDubbbz on accident? I don't remember what I said. Sorry.
of the show revolves around 8 contestants who reside in a fully monitored smart house, and their experiences are broadcasted live 24/7 for a duration of 6 weeks on the platform fishtank.live.
You live in the walls. You control the action.
What sets Fish Tank apart is its interactive nature, as viewers have the ability to influence the contestants' experiences through donations, somewhat resembling the concept of Control My Room live streams. To sweeten the deal, there's a substantial cash prize of $35,000 at stake, awarded to the contestant who emerges as
all they gotta do is embarrass themselves publicly. I think get $35,000, dude. Holy fuck. Okay.
the winner of the competition. As a result, when finding out Chris was down on his luck, the Fish Tank staff got him a plane ticket to Massachusetts. Fatty entered the show late, not being an actual contestant, but instead being one of the
I thought he was a contestant. What the fuck is he?
freeloaders who were inserted into the project to spice things up for those already in the house. And he arrived there with all of his worldly
Does that mean he can get the money though? Is he able to get the money?
possessions in one bag. Everything to his name entered that house. Chris's journey into the Fish Tank began with a bang. On his very first night, he found himself in bedroom 4, struggling to cope with the constant banter and pranks from the viewers in chat. It's clear that the intense nature of
that's why I wouldn't put myself through this psychological torture, you know?
The stream weighed on him, and it mounted in a mental breakdown after just hours of being there.
You got me fucking shitting!
This is I'm on this SOD realm. I'm on Crusader Strike. Jesus, dude. He's got a wide back like Dorian Yates, though. You ever see Airsoft's back? He's got a fucking Dorian Yates. Is that what I say? Barnyard back, dude. He's fucking diced. He's fucking yoked out. It's incredible.
In a moment of vulnerability, Frank Hassel, infamous for his trip to Boogie 2988's house, which cost Boogie the right to bear arms.
Specifically, when Boogie explicitly asked him to go there, by the way. Called him a pussy if he didn't show up. Just to be clear, Boogie's not the victim.
For the foreseeable future, stepped in to provide some much-needed comfort.
Well, nobody's a victim in that scenario, Boogie, except for some person that might have gotten shot.
And support, making a very wholesome Chungus moment for the viewers at home.
I'm sorry for going.
No, bro, you don't be sorry. Don't apologize, man.
I just can't drink like this. I usually try to keep a strong face and keep myself strong and have to do that my whole life and
stop pulling stuff off being pussy.
Bro. Everybody has their moments, you know?
Hey man, as a wise person once said, everybody has those days. It's beautiful stuff. It's a beautiful moment, you know.
Everybody. Sometimes you just let
everybody has those days.
Later on, Chris, being encouraged and helped by Frank, decided to partake in the ancient tradition shared by politicians like Justin Trudeau, known as blackface. It should be
like really
noted at this point that Chris doesn't really like clothes. Even in his older videos and the full
I understand that. I don't either. They're very hot. Clothing is very warm. I'm not a big fan of feeling that sensation of warmth unless I'm pissing my pants, because that's when I'm doing it for myself. But yeah, no, I'm not I'm really not into the whole warm. I don't like being warm.
Force documentary, he's usually seen not wearing a shirt, most likely due to the fact that there aren't a ton of options for people of his size. For some reason, however, the Fish Tank house inspired him to take this motto one step further, as he decided to strip down, confidently strutting around the house in what could only be described as Giga Chad style. At one point, Chris would lay down on the couch in a beautiful display of grace, finally showing to the world his dick and balls for all to see. But it wasn't long before things took a dramatic turn. Chris lost his bag and it sent him into a frenzy. The likely culprit behind this sudden change in behavior? Deprivation of his beloved weed.
It should be down next to the fucking couch where it was.
Oh shit, they took his marijuana, dude. Well, I mean, when you're an addict, and I know that like you don't get addicted like chemically, I think they say, to weed, but you get addicted to it in some capacity, right? Like you get addicted to the feeling. You know what I mean? Like you get addicted to that. So there's no way that you can't get addicted to it. Dude, this guy's doing so much fucking damage. What the fuck?
It's got my fucking laundry, to which whoever's taking my bag, you touch some shit in laundry. Number 2, it has my car from home. Number 3, it's got my fish hooks.
In the realm of fish tank content, a peculiar trend emerged, the practice of dousing each other in a plethora of liquids, ranging from beans to sodas, and virtually anything that can be sourced from the bathroom. However, this lighthearted trend...
That's why? This doesn't sound lighthearted at all. I hate being wet. I don't like to be warm. I don't like to be wet. I don't like to be too cold.
Took an unexpected turn when Chris found himself embroiled in a heated argument with a particularly sensitive contestant named Morrow. Their disagreement escalated swiftly, leading to a chaotic exchange of thrown liquids between them, triggering an intense reaction from both parties.
Don't know shit. That's all you got to say. Okay, well, don't yell. You don't need to fucking tears. Okay, well, don't fucking yell.
You guys
Like
think this?
first it was for real.
Oh, Jesus. I understand not liking wearing a shirt, but it really in front of people? I feel like I couldn't do that. That seems like a little too much. You're basically naked in front of other people. It's crazy.
In an effort to escalate tension even further, one of the viewers suggested a slap fight between the two titans. Morrow invited Chris to make the first move, and he did so with great sportsmanship, giving a firm but forgiving slap. The same could not be said for Morrow, who delivered a thunderous slap that reverberated throughout the entire house, and probably gave Chris CTE. The aftermath of this contest marks yet another episode of Fatty's emotional turmoil, culminating in a full-blown mental breakdown that echoed throughout the entire house. The spectacle of screaming and screeching laid bare the depths of Fatty's emotional distress, providing a poignant yet unsettling insight into the volatile dynamics of the fish tank environment and its unexpected outcomes. The chaos continues when, during day 33, Sam decides to arrange for a unique surprise for Chris. He ordered the services of a Black Lady of the Night. However, upon encountering Chris, the worker promptly refused to engage in any intimate activities with him.
Damn, he got boogied. She probably quit sex work after that. That's fucking, what a tragedy. What a tragedy, dude. That's fucked up, man. Damn. You think that he set it up to like, so that it seemed like she would just be like, hey, I want you to say no because he's like too fat or something. You know what I mean? That's fucked up though, dude. That's so fucked up.
Citing his less than pleasant odor and the bed smelling of feces as the reason.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm just, I just felt like I smelled poop a little bit. I don't know why. Like, I feel like I smell poop.
I feel like I smell poop.
I don't know if I could do it.
It's hard being rejected by a black queen because your bed smells like poop. In a desperate attempt to cope with the overwhelming emotions, Chris made a drastic decision to fully immerse himself in an erratic sequence of events. On the very night of the rejection, he allowed the other freeloaders to shave his head. This act marked the inception of his journey towards what could only be described as a midlife crisis dad aesthetic. The haircut he would receive cannot be described in words, and it only added to his continued lunacy.
Yeah, this is a demonic place.
That's crazy.
It's evil. It's an evil house.
Yeah, full ass riding game.
Beyond these extraordinary incidents, the dynamics involving Chris on Fish Tank revealed more about his true.
It's always so sad when you're at such a point in your life where you will be willing to like to really just embarrass yourself just for a little bit of money. You know, it's just a sad thing.
Nature. One of the contestants, Letty, was a central figure of intrigue for viewers, primarily because she's a woman, and
it's so sad that so much joy in the world comes from people in dire fucking circumstances. Isn't that fucking crazy? You know what I mean? It's like, it's people that like they're put in these positions where they almost feel like they have to embarrass themselves are the ones that do it the most. Get over here, you fat fuck.
that's about it. Chris, true to his form, attempted to embark on a love quest with her. Damn. Sam had seen that this love was brewing. And
you know, if he smelled good, he might actually be able to do it. You know, you just gotta smell nice. You gotta wash yourself. Like I said, you gotta scrub. You gotta get in there with a scrub brush, like a loofah.
Chris's heart, so we had a one-on-one with Letty in a room giving her advice on how to romance this charming fellow. What followed was a 10-minute discussion with Letty and Chris on the poop-stained bed, where Chris confessed his feelings for her and truly showed his emotional side. Unfortunately, Letty was not really into it and rejected Chris, tearing his heart in two.
Thank you, really
tearing his heart in twain. Such a sad moment.
Sweet and all, but I'm not trying to do anything.
Yo, okay, nah. Oh, word, hello.
After getting his heart broken for a second time, Chris was on a warpath. His maiden-to-be was no longer available to him, and he was now—
You think that he's ever considered, like, you know, I understand the weight loss is hard. You ever consider showering well, maybe looking up a tutorial on how to make your ass smell a little less? You know, that's a big deal. Hygiene is a very large deal for people. Smelling nice is a big booster. You gotta have a good stink to you. So there's a lot of times that means you don't want to stink to you. You know what I mean? So, something to think about, man.
Now fully enraged, Chris proceeded to vandalize Letty's room, using hot sauce to deface it and scattering her clothes in a chaotic frenzy, further dousing them in hot sauce as a means of expressing his fury. He then etched—
Is this really him, or is he coerced? Is he told to do this? It's fucking crazy.
The word onto her room's walls, a gesture aimed at conveying his intense emotions. This destructive behavior escalated when Letty confronted.
Let's just be honest. So, like, all this behavior is obviously encouraged by the show. Like, whatever producers for the show, they could have stopped any of this at any time, and they just said, "Oh, that's bad." They decided not to. So, something.
Confronted him over the desecration of her space. Seemingly unhinged, Chris retaliated by using a water gun to spray an unidentified liquid at her, an impulsive act triggered by Letty's remarks about his addiction to pornography after rejecting his advances.
They keep making jokes every single day. When we were taped together, you were talking about Pornhub and Brazilian fart non-stop.
Hey, shout out to Brazil, baby. Brazilians really do put out like a lot of fart shit. Fart, poop. It's crazy. It's fucking crazy, dude. It's a wild thing. What a beautiful thing to give the world. I think that's where 2 Girls 1 Cup came from. I couldn't tell you. I would never be able to verify that source because I personally am not invested in the lore of 2 girls and ice cream. I'm not a big ice cream fan. Okay, but I'm just saying, it's interesting. It's interesting.
Yeah, you mean for the fucking content?
It's funny because my wife hates it when I make those jokes on the stream. Because they're just so like raunchy and stuff, and it's like, but I'm married, so I can make those jokes. I'm already locked in. I could be a little bit of a dirty dog. I'm just not getting thread, dude. I'm getting fucking upset. I'm getting fucking pissed. Getting pissed.
Okay, so then why is what you do for the content, but what I do is just me being a bitch?
Letty's anger towards Chris reached its pinnacle as she sought retribution for his actions. In a fit of fury, Letty seized a can of soup and unleashed its contents, drenching Chris in the gloopy, viscous substance. This act served as a catalyst, triggering yet another explosive reaction from Chris, where he started screaming at her and charged like a rampaging bull. He then spit all over her and called her names.
Thanks a lot, I got no clean clothes now.
What?
Now you know how.
You just gotta do the laundry, dog. You just gotta go up and do the laundry. Is there not a laundry machine in there to do that? There.
I feel. Nice job playing.
You actually have sweats and you don't.
Nice
You
job.
shouldn't.
Nice job playing with my pads.
Yeah, like her iPad or like her vagina pad. That's yucky, man. That's scrustibug. Damn, he looks like an angry friar. He looks like the fucking angry friar from that movie, Robin Hood. You know what I'm talking about?
Another challenge would emerge when Jason Goldstriker, the show's host, and the crew decided to make the grossest thing in the house challenge. This had contestants going through the house looking for, you guessed it, the grossest thing.
I mean, it's poop, always. Like, you just always poop somewhere, and then that's the grossest thing always. You know what I mean? You just take a poop.
They could possibly find in exchange for $1,000. Several of the items that contestants would submit were all related to Chris. Letty, for instance.
Oh, I see. Like it was like an item that was somewhere in the house, like prompt. You're not supposed to make it gross. It's just supposed to be gross. Damn, that's fucked up. That's fucked up.
Picked Chris's shorts, the very ones he had urinated in, and dramatically presented them as the epitome of repulsiveness.
Chris's shorts.
Two hands, Gates form. If he ever did one. Right here.
Chris's shorts that he pissed himself in.
Spread them out.
Damn. And he didn't wash them? That wasn't his first thought? Damn. It's hard to defend this guy, you know? It's like, what are you doing, dog?
See the piston.
Similarly, Josie chose Chris's mattress, emphasizing its history as the site of both.
She brought the whole fucking mattress into the kitchen? I guess that's probably part of the rules. If you can get it into the kitchen, we'll count it. It's a smart rule. But goddamn, dude. How the fuck did he fuck his mattress up in like a week? Oh,
urination and defecation, painting it as the ultimate disgusting item within the house. In an unexpected turn, Chris decided to outdo everyone by conjuring a personalized item of repulsiveness right on the spot. While the other contestants...
Bro, it looks like he doo-dooed all over that bed. Is he out his sweat? What the fuck is happening here? What the fuck?
Rated their chosen submissions, Chris took it upon himself to craft a repulsive masterpiece. He made a prompt visit to the bathroom, took a shit, and then utilized toilet paper for cleanup. Without a moment's hesitation, he stood up, walked over to the camera, and presented the soiled toilet paper along with a cup of his own liquid feces, describing it as the pinnacle of repulsiveness. However, Sam, the arbiter of the challenge...
That just feels like it's against the challenge's rules. At least the rules I'm aware of, that I've assumed.
...interjected, stating that the toilet paper and cup feces should be considered as separate items to qualify. Faced with this challenge, Chris, with a determination that seemed driven by desperation, used...
Whoa, so he still allowed it? Dude, come on. This is fucking crazy. How do you have like no self-respect? I could never poop in a cup. I could never thinking about it makes me want to throw up. Like actually. I'm not even joking. Like, that's disgusting. You pooped in a cup? How the fuck did you get poop in a cup? You just comfortably pooped in a cup. That's just not kosher. I'm not vibing with that.
Used his bare hands to grab the fecal matter from the cup, presenting the excrement to the camera, thereby securing the coveted prize of $1,000. This act epitomized Chris's.
I wouldn't do it for $1,000. I'm not putting my own. I'm not putting anybody's shit in my hand. I'm not putting anything. I'm not putting a fleck of shit on my hand for $1,000.
Extreme desperation for money, showcasing his willingness to go to unfathomable lows to secure any form of financial gain. One of the timeless and widely circulated moments in fish tank lore revolves around the unforgettable incident when Fatty took a tumble down a flight of stairs. It wasn't your run-of-the-mill stumble. Rather, it was a sequence that unfolded almost like a scene from a movie, possessing a truly cinematic quality to it. Fatty began steadily ascending the stairs, then in an unforeseen instant, his footing seemed to falter. What followed was a split-second miss.
Well, it's because he's got like his fucking his foot on there sideways like a penguin. What do you mean? You know, that's why that fucking he slipped. What the hell?
That transformed into a comically spectacular tumble down the staircase, resembling a scene straight out of Looney Tunes.
Bro, shut the fuck up. Like, listen, I've fallen and hurt myself before, but like, shut the fuck up. Like, you're probably not hurt that bad. I would have been like, fuck, and then I would have been quiet. I'm not trying to bring attention to myself. Like, what is, like, it's just like annoying. You know what I mean? Like, you see him act a certain way for so long, you get tired of it. It's like the fucking attention bait.
Chris stayed on Fish Tank till the very end. As the pool of contestants narrowed down to the final duo, consisting of Letty and Josie, Chris found himself embroiled in the pulse-pounding finale, contributing to the extensive array of challenges that defined the last leg of the competition. In these nail-biting last 4 days, Letty and Josie were confined to room 2, barred from exiting under penalty of elimination. Day in and day out, they resided within these confines, where sleep intertwined with a series of mini-challenges, all in the company of Chris and his newfound counterpart, Christian, also taking part in these activities.
Right.
Among the myriad of challenges presented was the Roly-Poly Challenge, a contest that involved Chris and his clone, Christian, rolling around the floor, assuming the roles of obstacles for Letty and Josie. The objective? Letty and Josie had to deftly navigate the space, leaving over Chris and Christian as they maneuvered throughout the room. Any inadvertent contact with either Chris or Christian led to a deduction in points. The challenge was an intricate balance of agility and strategy, testing the contestants' quick thinking and nimbleness as they strived to outmaneuver the rolling hazards presented by Chris and his clone.
Go ahead, guys. Jumping.
Probably some smelly rocks.
Another challenge unfolded with Letty and Josie engaging in a creative showdown, tasked with painting designs on Chris and Christian. The objective was clear, to display artistic prowess through body art via Chris, with the most impressive artwork securing a valuable point for the creator. A subsequent challenge beckoned them to showcase the Fish Tank house in a manner reminiscent of MTV Cribs, aiming to provide a comprehensive tour of the disrepaired manner that the house was in. The contestant delivering the most engaging and captivating house tour would earn a coveted point. Ultimately, Josie's presentation emerged triumphant, notably due to the inclusion of Chris, sporting glasses and lounging casually on the infamous poop-covered couch. It was apparent that any involvement or support from Chris often—
Poop-covered couch? What the fuck is this? Why do people watch this? This is insane. I mean, it's like a train wreck, I guess, but it's just like, Jesus Christ, this is fucking wild, man.
Proved instrumental in determining the victor of these challenges.
Hey guys, what up? My name is Josie. This is my crib. Here, let me show you around. Come here. Oh my. This is my main buddy, Chris. Hey, yo, Chris, wake up. We got this. MTV Cribs. MTV Cribs. Oh, gosh. I can give him a handshake? Here, pat on his belly. It's how he likes it.
Okay.
Don't be scared to be rough. Anyways.
In the end, Josie would win the final challenges via mud fight, and Fatty would get to participate in the final goodbye from the show's producers to all the fans at home. It's also important to note that by participating in the Fish Tank reality show, Chris made several jabs at iDubbbz, and considering Sam Hyde and Ian's past collaboration and the subsequent fallout, he received a lot of fanfare from the audience.
Yeah, probably.
For a situation like, can you make noise?
Damn, man, he's filling his entire audience just as anti-fans. But like I said, iDubbbz deserves it. He's fucking not good at WoW. He sucks at WoW. You suck at World of Warcraft. You suck at it. Fuck you. He sucks at World of Warcraft, dude. He can never be as even half the tank that I am. He doesn't know how to play. He sucks. Okay, I gotta stop. I'm just fucking hamming it up.
So yeah,
Sorry.
I'm not gonna talk about that, but
It's reasonable to assume that iDubbbz may have been disinterested in maintaining contact with Chris after these events.
Yeah,
it was
no
during
kidding,
this time that I had the opportunity to interview Harley from Epic Mealtime. In part of our conversation, I discussed the drama involving iDubbbz and Airsoftfatty. Harley shared an interesting perspective which caught my attention. He suggested that
well, I feel like
iDubbbz may have assisted Chris by paying his rent just one day before Chris participated in the fish tank show.
I'm so shocked that he dissed iDubbbz. Like iDubbbz, like
I like Harley because there is like a hate boner for iDubbbz that like people have like a fucking meltdown. Oh, why don't you talk to Sam Hyde? Because the guy was disrespectful to his like wife. Like, of course he's not going to talk to it. I don't like that iDubbbz like overcorrects on his shit. I don't like that either. But I mean, like, people are fucking less like dumb as shit. Like, why don't you? It's just like, dude, stop. A lot of the hate comes down to like, yeah, he's a little cringe now. He overcorrected, and then also, but his girlfriend or his wife does OnlyFans, and people have like a meltdown over that. It's like, oh, you shouldn't be with somebody that like whatever they want to do that. They want to do that. I personally wouldn't, but that's just me. So it's just like people are so annoying, and like I like that Harley's not playing into the fucking obnoxious bullshit. Like oh, we have to hate this guy nonsense. I respect it. You know?
Sent $800 to Fatty to like pay for his rent, like privately. And I just know this. He sent him $800 to pay for his rent, and I just saw like Fatty on there dissing iDubbbz.
Considering that Harley has a direct connection to iDubbbz, it's unlikely that he fabricated this detail on a whim. If iDubbbz provided financial support for Chris right before the fish tank appearance, it adds yet another layer of ungratefulness that Fatty has shown for any kind of assistance he may receive. But regardless, this opportunity was a major milestone for Chris as it offered a chance to showcase his brand to a wider audience. Appearing on Fish Tank had a considerable impact on his online presence. It exposed him to thousands of new viewers, wherein he could showcase his personality, both the positives and negatives. And during his stay on Fish Tank, the show's host promoted a GoFundMe campaign with the aim of securing a living space for him. At the time, Chris found himself without a stable place to reside and was homeless. The GoFundMe campaign turned out to be a resounding success.
iDubbbz is a punk, but I kind of feel bad for him. Why is he a punk? Getting punked by his crappy girlfriend? What are you talking about? You're a weirdo at this one. Talk about it. You're kind of weird.
Raising over $30,000.
I remember his girlfriend was dancing on TikTok while describing the most fucked up stuff done to her. Okay. What blog? What are you talking about? Plug our blog. My wife said before we get off, plug our blog. You're talking about our Christmas vlog? I already talked about it. Shut up. I love you.
To support Chris in finding a suitable living arrangement. The purpose of this GoFundMe is to set Chris up with a home he can buy so he can be independent and start over fresh. Every single penny of the GoFundMe collected will go towards a permanent shelter for Chris, not towards fast food.
How the fuck do you have a permanent shelter? What are you gonna do? Dig a hole? Like, how do you make it a permanent one? I mean, it would be all temporary. No, isn't that just the nature of the beast? No.
Or anything of waste. This is for finding Chris a house. Update. After looking at many campers, trailers, and even some RVs, we decided that was not going to work. It was hard for him to move around in some of the bathrooms.
I got another 10-slot bag, dude. Didn't even notice it. That's fucking crazy, dog. Damn.
Couldn't even fit inside. He ended up buying a lofted barn, securing a lot, and building out his dream home out of a tiny home. It has everything he needs to survive and live comfortably. It's been a long process, but it's almost complete. We're about 85 to 90% done. Follow his YouTube channel for updates along the way. He's dubbed his home the Fatty Shack. Join along on the ride and tune in on YouTube for a step-by-step renovation.
Okay. Good for him. I thought that was the end of the video. I was a little confused, but it's not.
The construction of Fatty's Shack stands as a remarkable feat, considering
Fatty Shack. It does sound kind of cool. There's a little bit of a ring to it. I'm not gonna lie.
The sheer impossibility of him achieving it single-handedly within the constraints of his budget. Fatty somehow assembled a team of skilled workers who generously contributed their time and expertise without charging him for their services. Their participation came with a simple request. Fatty needed to chip in by offering assistance and covering the expenses for necessary supplies and tools. The arrangement was an extraordinary deal. Under different circumstances, these workers would have cost several thousands of dollars for their labor. The stroke of luck that landed such skilled services. Of skilled workers who generously contributed their time and expertise without charging him for their services.
That's nice.
Their participation came with a simple request. Fatty needed to chip in by offering assistance and covering the expenses for necessary supplies and tools.
That makes sense. They're just asking for supplies. That's like, fuck, it's a fucking steal, dude. What?
The arrangement was an extraordinary deal. Under different circumstances, these workers would have cost several thousands of dollars for their labor. The stroke of luck that landed such skilled craftsmen for this project was nothing short of miraculous and a really nice turn for Fatty. Throughout the ongoing documentation of the Shack's
I was hoping that we weren't going to turn around and go like, and he wouldn't pay it, because I'd be like, damn, dude, come on, you can't be that much of a stinky little goober, you know? You can't be that much of a stinky little goober.
Fatty's involvement was exactly what you would expect from him. In the video footage capturing the process, he was observed engaging in casual casual conversations, exhibiting his familiar, nonchalant demeanor, and lounging around. He pretty much just laid on the floor as the construction workers did all the work, but it's important to note that Fatty's considerable size and physical...
I wouldn't want him to help either if I was one of those construction workers. I wouldn't want him to help either. I'd be like, all right, stay, because he'd probably make things fucking worse, you know?
Constraints make any sort of strenuous physical labor a big ask. Surprisingly, this miniature house has exceeded many people's expectations. Initially, there was a widespread expectation of a living situation akin to Fatty's previous house, a place with cat feces and mold. However, against all odds, the construction crew managed to pull off some sort of sorcery. It doesn't look so bad. The actual location has come into question recently, though. The land that Fatty's currently living on is essentially in the middle of the forest, and any kind of resources or maintenance the house may need is entirely his responsibility. This could be a major problem in the future if he doesn't do routine repairs, as the house could literally collapse in on itself. And with the track record that Fatty has when it comes to responsibility, it's no wonder why people are starting to worry a bit. Regrettably, at a point when there seemed to be a glimmer of hope for Chris, the situation took a nose.
It's crazy how people still keep doing nice things for him, even though he's kind of an asshole that seemingly doesn't really deserve nice things to be done for him. It's not to be a dick, I'm just saying. Because he just seems like kind of a douchebag, you know?
Let's dive into darker territory once again. In a live stream ominously titled Safety Stream, Fatty appeared visibly distressed, expressing deep-seated fears for his safety. However, he remained cryptic, never delving into the specifics of what was going on.
Not feeling super duper safe right now. Not feeling super safe right now, so I'm kind of just going live to make sure something happens.
Is this like real, or is he just saying he doesn't feel safe for like attention?
Before the stream, Fatty had posted about how his YouTube channel was being stolen, further fueling the worries and speculation among his audience. The distressing nature led many to ponder the possibility that Fatty was in some real danger. Some speculated his remote location near Bangor, Maine, coupled with being completely off his prescribed medication, might have contributed to his state of mind. Others raised concerns that this...
Oh, thank you so much for the membership. Oh, it's like re-ups. Okay.
The stress could be linked to his recent management changes, indicating that perhaps his newly appointed managers might have caused or exacerbated the situation. The lack of clear explanation from Fatty left his audience in a state of unease, prompting a flurry of speculation and concern across various online platforms. Some speculation also surfaced concerning Chris's purported statements about his recent managers being involved in cultivating marijuana. Rumors circulating on Reddit.
Is that like a controversy he's in? Somebody might have sold some weed?
Suggests that these individuals may not be registered or licensed to engage in such activities. The allegations imply a potential legal quandary looming over Fatty, with ramifications down the road if these people are caught. But it's important to note that this information is not confirmed, and it all stems from the now defunct ASF subreddit, which faced a ban recently. Fatty's recent uploads on his channel seem to follow his usual style and themes. Lately, he's been on a quest to get involved in a boxing match, calling out a slew of personalities, including the likes of Keemstar and iDubbbz, in an attempt to step into the ring. Additionally, he's ventured into creating Shrek content as a tribute following the...
I mean, what better way can you go but then to make fucking than to make Shrek content? Let's be real.
Passing of the Smash Mouth singer. These Shrek-themed videos are truly something else, portraying Fatty fully adorned in green paint with what appears to be green pipe cleaners fashioned into sizable ears. The sheer absurdity of these Shrek-inspired clips is really something...
I feel like he's been committing to this role for like years now. Doesn't he smell the part? Or according to other people... See, what does his content look like? Airsoftfatty. Let's see. Let's see what he's doing on here. Oh, okay, that's not. Could be worse.
To behold. Alongside these Shrek videos, Fatty has revisited his older content style, resurrecting his Cooking with Fatty series while delivering a few music covers. It seems like he's employing a throw everything at the wall and see what sticks approach, seeking an opportunity to recapture the viral success he once experienced. There's also been some buzz about Fatty introducing a new cat into his life, sparking concern among quite a few people. Considering the track record with the state of his previous residence, many are skeptical about Fatty being an ideal pet owner. There's a fear looming that his new house might eventually mirror his old one, scattered with cat feces.
Scat. Scattered to get it.
Recently, there's been even more drama swirling around Chris and his new manager. It seems that someone
is his manager an asshole again? I mean, at this point, it's like a fool me once, shame on you. You know what I mean? Like, I mean, how many times is he gonna have a bad manager before we care? You know, it's like I know it sounds fucked up, but I mean, fuck, are we at this?
representing Chris or acting on his behalf has been filing false takedown requests on content that uses Chris's material. One of the channels deeply invested in covering Chris's antics is Kiwi Tapes, regularly sharing a bunch of lolcow content on his channel. Kiwi Tapes has been delving into Chris's life for quite a while now, and it appears he reached a breaking point when they decided to start DMCAing his content, starting with a few streams that Kiwi Tapes had reacted to. This move is pretty offensive considering that fair use, a vital part of copyright law, is essentially what keeps the internet intact. It's the very thing that allows all your favorite content creators, including myself, to thrive. To abuse
true, and to let me thrive as well.
Copyright privileges on YouTube is seen as a big no-no in the community. Kiwi Tapes released a video going over allegations that Chris's managers have a history of alleged offenses like domestic battery, among other things. This revelation could explain the safety stream that Chris previously started.
When I got a look at the rap sheet that his manager/landlord has, it explains a lot. Domestic violence assault, 2016.
Damn.
Domestic violence battery, 2011.
With batteries?
Battery
That's
touch
fucked
or
up.
strike, 2011. Simple trespass, 2011. Third degree assault, 2010. Another domestic violence assault, date not specified. And another criminal charge that I'm assuming took place so long ago that it's been scrubbed from the record. This is the guy that I highly suspect struck my archive channel.
Additionally, there's leaked audio.
It's fucked up, dude. Is he reacting to the guy, or is he just posting Airsoftfatty videos? Because I wonder, like, what the, you know.
Yeah, albeit somewhat fuzzy, purportedly featuring Chris's managers discussing washing his money. Many have speculated this might relate to the nearly $30,000 raised via Chris's GoFundMe, insinuating that the managers might be involved in illicitly handling or extorting these funds.
Okay. I mean, I know how to take care of that. Just know it's...
That guy sounds like a
So
dog.
that ain't right, because I should have the freedom to even have a friend.
Your friend people over, and the only reason you're even working with him, and I told you this, is because you wanted to wash your cash.
But keep in mind, none of this has been confirmed. This is literally all speculation for now. There's been talk about Fatty spending more time with Sam in a recent stream hosted on the Sam and Nick's Perfect Clips channel, simply chilling for an hour or two while engaging in conversation. Some pretty funny pictures were also released where Chris gets to be inside of Sam's Porsche. It's interesting to note that Fatty has previously expressed his desire to be a part of Fish Tank Season 2. If that materializes, it will almost certainly bring some truly wild and memorable moments, given Chris's performance.
Is he actually going to be part of it, or like one of the contestants, or is he going to be like a fucking auxiliary character like before?
From Season 1. One of the most striking aspects of Chris's YouTube career is that he achieved a level of success by simply being himself. His authenticity and unique personality attracted an audience that appreciated him being genuine and unfiltered. He didn't need to put on a facade or have some goofy haircut. He just connected with viewers by sharing his everyday life and experiences. The problem being that he doesn't adhere to an upload schedule, his work ethic is genuinely terrible, and on top of that, despite the various problems he's had with his managers, if he's to truly succeed as a content creator and as a person, it seems
I have that same shirt, man. I'm almost offended.
he made it to have a caretaker of some form at all times. Whatever happens with Airsoftfatty, I'm sure we'll all be watching. I'm Turkey Tom, thanks for watching, and until next time, leave me alone.
Who the fuck? Shut up. Beautiful stuff.